Hello everyone, Dropkick Dill here, and welcome back to another video. So in the last video, we went over 5 women that I believe could win the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble match, and in this video, we are going to be doing the same exact thing except for the Men's Royal Rumble match. So if you did not watch that video, I will link the one I did about the women down below in the description, and again, I'm going to be basing these off of who I think is least likely to most likely, but I do think that all 5 of these have a very likely or decent shot at least to win the Royal Rumble. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let's begin. Number 5, Kevin Owens. So Kevin Owens was someone that I really thought was going to win the Rumble a few months ago, but now that I've thought about it a little more, I don't really know if he actually is going to win the Rumble. I think there's a decent chance because he did sign a brand new contract recently, and so he is here for the long term. I mean, there were a lot of rumors that he was not going to sign his contract renewal and he was going to leave for a different circuit, but obviously that has not happened, and Kevin Owens has signed a long-term deal. So I would like to see him get a major title run at some point in the near future. I think he is one of the bright spots of Monday Night Raw, but at the moment, I don't know who he would really go up against. I mean, he's already had some great matches with Roman Reigns. I think actually his match with Reigns at last year's Royal Rumble was very underrated and really, really good. And so I don't think he would challenge Reigns at Mania if he won the Rumble, and I don't think he would challenge Lesnar either. And so for that reason, I don't think creative is going to have him win the Rumble, but I think that he is one of the bright spots recently of Raw, and I would like to see KO get a title push in the near future, but I don't know if it's going to be at the Rumble. He was my pick, but after what happened at day 1, giving Lesnar the title, I don't really see it happening anymore. Number 4, Drew McIntyre. So I really thought we were going to get a Reigns versus McIntyre match at WrestleMania, at the main event of WrestleMania, and I thought that that match was going to be possible, potentially, by Drew McIntyre winning the Royal Rumble. There were a couple things that dropped my opinion of Drew McIntyre winning down a bit. The first one, of course, being his injury. While we hope he returns soon from the injury, it's kind of 50-50 if he's even going to be able to compete at the Royal Rumble. So whenever a guy has an injury, I feel like that always, of course, gives them a little bit of a less likely chance to do what was originally planned. And I think what was originally planned was him versus Reigns, one of the big faces of SmackDown versus the top heel of SmackDown. But I don't really think that's going to happen anymore because of the injury and because of the rumors that Lesnar Reigns is going to happen at WrestleMania again. While I really don't know how to feel about this, as you'll see later in this particular video, I do think that that is where WWE is going with the Reigns-Lesnar feud. And so for that reason, I don't really see Drew McIntyre challenging Reigns anymore, and I don't really think he's going to win the Rumble. I hope he's in the Rumble, but I don't really see him winning. Number 3, AJ Styles. So AJ Styles is kind of interesting, right? And I was going to put McIntyre ahead of Styles on this list, but I decided not to because of the injury that McIntyre is dealing with. AJ Styles just got out of the campaign he had been doing with Omos, and he is someone who should, I think, always be in the title picture. I think he is one of the, he's the phenomenal one. I think he is a phenomenal athlete and competitor, and now that he's kind of done with Omos for the time being, I know he's been in NXT feuding with Grayson Waller. I've heard some rumors that they want to move AJ Styles to NXT more regularly. Someone even told me more permanently. I don't know how true or likely that is, but I would love to see AJ Styles win the Rumble. He hasn't had much direction, I feel like, recently in WWE. I know he was teaming with Omos for a while, but that was to build up Omos and give Omos a push. And I think it's time now to give AJ Styles a push that he really, frankly, deserves. And I think no better way to do that is to give him the Royal Rumble win and have him main event Mania. I don't know if it'll happen, but I would like to see AJ Styles back in the title picture in the very near future. Number 2, Big E. So Big E obviously lost his title at day 1, and had Roman Reigns not gotten COVID, which put Brock Lesnar into that match, making it a fatal 5-way. Originally, it was supposed to be a fatal 4-way, and as we know, Brock Lesnar then wins the title from Big E at the Day 1 pay-per-view. Had it not been for all of that playing out, I think Big E is probably still the champion, and I think Big E's probably the champion until Mania. I really do believe that, but because Brock Lesnar was thrust into that match last second and got the win, I feel like Big E's title reign was a little underwhelming. I mean, one of the pay-per-views he had the title for was Crown Jewel, where he had a great match against Reigns, but his title wasn't even on the line. I think he defended his title twice at pay-per-views. I might be wrong about that, but I felt like Big E finally got his title, and I feel like he deserved a little bit more of a longer reign, and I think it would be kind of interesting if he wins the Royal Rumble here and maybe challenges Reigns. I think that would be kind of fascinating. I still think we're probably going to have a Lesnar versus Reigns Mania match, so that kind of makes me not want to go all in on the Big E train, but I could definitely see Big E winning the Royal Rumble and being put into the title picture once again. I mean, think about this. He lost his title, and he's not even getting a title rematch. I mean, Bobby Lashley is versing Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble, so Big E doesn't even really get a title rematch. I know that doesn't always happen, but I feel like when it doesn't happen, it's a little disrespectful, and so I really do like Big E's chances to win. He's not my number one pick, but he is one of, in my opinion, the favorites to win this upcoming Royal Rumble. Number 1, Brock Lesnar. And I know a lot of people might be shaking their heads at this pick, but I'm telling you, I've watched WWE long enough to know that Brock Lesnar could easily be in this year's Royal Rumble, because we don't know if he's going to be in it. He is defending against Bobby Lashley at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, but he could very easily be in the 30-man match, and he could very easily win the Rumble. This is a very simple way to get him to verse Roman Reigns at the WrestleMania event. And I could see Bobby Lashley knocking off Lesnar and winning the WWE title, only for Brock Lesnar to enter the Rumble, win the Rumble, which I believe is going to happen, and then challenge Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. I hope that I'm wrong, by the way. I really would not like to see another Reigns-Lesnar WrestleMania match. We've already had 2, and I think we're headed towards a 3rd. I'd be very surprised if Lesnar-Reigns doesn't happen at WrestleMania, and I think with the right build-up and maybe even the right stipulation, I think the match could be good. I mean, I thought they had a very good, enjoyable match at Survivor Series, which was back in November of 2021, so they have the potential to have a really good match, but I think a lot of people might be fatigued with seeing Reigns and Lesnar in the main event, and I hope it's not for the unification of the titles. That would be assuming Lesnar is still the champion, but, we'll see. I believe that is where we're headed, just seeing Lesnar and Reigns, and Brock Lesnar is my number 1 pick to win this year's men's Royal Rumble match. But guys, that wraps it up. I am so excited to hear from all of you. I'm interested to see who you guys are picking for the men's Royal Rumble and for the women's Royal Rumble. And if you did not watch my video on my 5 picks for the women's Royal Rumble, that is linked right down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to check out my video and to check out the channel. I appreciate it so much. I'll talk to you in the comment section, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, guys.